Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Frank Sizadate, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. We'll take a look at awaiting National Assembly approval for disbursement. Passengers reportedly stranded as aviation unions begin strike. Plus, in a moment. Many thanks for staying with us. We begin this afternoon with Nigeria's leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has received governors of Borno and Yobe states, Babagana Zulum and Mai Mboni, respectively, as well as Katsina State Governor-elect Diko Rada in Saudi Arabia. According to a statement by spokesperson Garba Shehu, the president, on his 5th day of the official visit to Saudi Arabia, met the governor and other officials at the Makkah Guest Palace. Statement, Buhari said whatever Nigeria has achieved is due to the power of its democracy and the power of institutions, which must continue to be strengthened. The governors commended the president for curbing the threats of Boko Haram terrorists in their states and were happy that peace had been restored. In his remarks, Rada gave assurances of his commitment to an open and transparent government. The former Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the Federation, late Bola Ajibola, on commitment and sacrifice for the country. Buhari, represented by his Chief of Staff Ibrahim Gambari, said this at the 8-day Fidawa for the Nigerians could imbibe and leave the values left behind by the judge of the jurist. He said that the deceased was not only a Pan-Africanist and a world-class legal guru, but a philanthropist who used his wealth to cater for the less privileged in society. In Sudan, following the fight that broke out in the country's capital, Khartoum, between the military and paramilitary. Speaking during a visit to him in Makkah, Saudi Arabia, by the transitional president of Chad, Mohamed Deby, Buhari described the fight between the rapid lives as unfortunate. The two leaders reviewed the unfortunate situation and called on all neighboring countries and the international community to prevail on the warring sides to stop fighting and negotiate. Buhari acknowledged that the situation in Sudan is unfortunate. Away from that, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning of Nigeria, Zainab Ahmed, has clarified that the $800 million to commence disbursement. Ahmed said this during an interview with newsmen on the sidelines of the just concluded International Monetary Fund (IMF) and World Bank spring meetings in Washington, D.C., United States. According to her, the facility would be deployed to provide succor to 10 million households who are expected to get 5,000 naira each for a period of 6 months, noting that the initial duration of the palliatives meant to cushion the effect of the planned subsidy. In a separate development, activities in the aviation sector of Nigeria have been disrupted, with many passengers stranded as aviation unions today commenced their 2-day warning strike. Reports say members of the unions have blocked the entrance to the Murtala Mohammed Airport domestic terminal, leaving many passengers stranded. This falls on the heels of a meeting called by the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, which ended in a stalemate, with the unions insisting on going ahead with a strike. Morning strike with representatives of the unions in attendance. Security operatives, including police and military officers, are on the ground as the union sings solidarity songs. On electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has invited the Adamawa Resident Electoral Commissioner Hudu Yunusa over the declaration of the election held on Saturday. The action of the REC is a usurpation of the power of the returning officer, noting that the collation of result is null, void, and of no effect. While the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, has described the declaration of the Adamawa supplementary elections by the Resident Electoral Commission result announced by the REC, Hudu Yunusa, noting that the results should rather have been announced by the returning officer. In a statement by the Executive Director of CDD, Hidayat Hassan, the group noted that the Electoral Commissioner had illegally taken over the judicial atmosphere. Elsewhere, the INEC Commission in Kebbi State has declared Nasia Idris of the All Progressives Congress APC as the winner of the governorship polls held in the state. Announcing the result of the supplementary elections against his closest rival, Aminu Banz of the PDP, who had 360,940 votes. In his acceptance speech, Governor-elect Idris promised
409,225 votes. Bande Aminu of PDP, 360,009. The requirement of the law is hereby declared the winner and returned elected.
U.S. Senator Dino Malaya has won the People's Democratic Party governorship primaries in Kogi State. He polled 313 votes to defeat Idoko Ilona, who had 124 votes. Reports say the former lawmaker will be up against Usman Udodo, the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress APC, for the election. Council IKONO and INEC Federal Constituency supplementary elections held on April 15th in Akwa State following the alleged incidences. Omarwe said that the election was cancelled in all the 17 polling units where the rerun took place as a result of snatching of electoral materials, including bimodal voters accreditation machine system BVAS devices. The parties towards a ceasefire in the country. In a statement issued after an emergency meeting of the Pan-African Organization's Peace and Security Council, the AU also called on the forces for a solution and an inclusive dialogue to resolve their differences and firmly reject any external interference that could complicate the situation in Sudan. Meanwhile, fierce fighting has allegedly continued in Sudan, reportedly left dozens killed. Sudan Doctors Syndicate said at least 5 civilians were killed and 78 wounded, bringing the 2-day toll to 61 dead and more than 1,000 injured. According to the former Sudanese Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok, fire urging the two parties to reach an agreement which will lead to a permanent cessation. On the foreign scene, one of Vladimir Putin's biggest critics have been jailed in Russia and British passports and spent years as a politician opposing the Russian president. Mozart was allegedly accused of treason and of discrediting the military by prosecutors after he criticized the country's invasion of Ukraine. Reports say his 25-year sentence, which matches a sentence requested by prosecutors, is the harshest of its kind since Russia's invasion. While the foreign Commonwealth and development to be contrary to Russia's international obligations on human rights, including the right to a fair trial. Still on the foreign scene, the European Commission (EU) has rejected bans introduced by Poland and Hungary on Ukrainian grain imports. The two countries sugar, fruits, vegetables, and meat and will be enforced until the end of June. The Commission added that it was not up to individual member states to make trade policy. And still to come in the news, Federation Cup national draw to hold on Wednesday. To stay with us.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have informed, educated, and entertained us. When you needed information, knowledge, or an escape.
From generation to generation, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has worked tirelessly to serve you.
And now, this service will finally be
award ceremony set to reward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 20th April and ends on 4th May 2023. Visit www.tnbawards.ng to vote now. They've served and they're still serving. It's time we say thank you. This award is
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news stories. On a business news, World Bank says Nigeria's constant fiscal deficit has worsened the nation's public debt stock, with 96.3% of government revenue spent in servicing debt in 2022. This is according to a report released by the bank in its April 2023 macro poverty outlook for Nigeria. The report stated the revenues and high interest payments compounded fiscal pressures. The bank also said that the cash scarcity created by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) Naira redesign policy hampered the country's economic growth and poverty reduction efforts, noting that Nigeria is in a more fragile position than before the late 2021 global oil price boom. In 2022 estimated to have pushed 5 million Nigerians into poverty. Still in business, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) says the recent slowdown, weakness in increasingly concentrated among geopolitically aligned countries in strategic sectors. According to the IMF, FDI is a cross-border investment through which foreign investors establish a stable and long-lasting influence over domestic enterprises, noting that a decrease in foreign investment has been particularly visible, with a global decline from financial institutions added that foreign inflows into Nigeria have fallen drastically over the years, with inflows falling by 77.79% from $23.99 billion in 2019 to $5.33 billion. While Dr. Osage Hanire has said that the bill for compulsory 5-year service for graduates in medical and dental fields before being granted full license was legislated with good intention. He made his position known in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. According to Hanire, the intention is good because it to move abroad. Still in health, the medical practitioner Femi Ogunremi has expressed worry over lack of empathy among healthcare providers in the country. Femi, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Monitor Healthcare Limited, raised the concern via a Zoom meeting in Lagos, stressing that healthcare workers should embody empathy in the discharge of their duty. That empathy has a significant role to play in service outcomes, adding that awareness campaigns would go a long way to enlighten healthcare providers on requisite skills to improve service delivery. Wednesday, April 19, 2023. However, ahead of the draw, 8 playoff matches will be played on Tuesday. A draw ceremony will hold at the conference room of the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) and Federation International Football Association (FIFA) Goal Project inside the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Thereafter, the round of 64 matches of the competition will commence on Wednesday, April 26, 2023, while round 32 will hold May 3rd, 2023, round 6 semi-finals as well as final matches will hold on Wednesday, May 24th and Saturday, May 27th, respectively. Premier League table with a clinical win over Nottingham Forest, who missed out on a chance to move out of the relegation zone. The visitors deservedly went in front in the 32nd minute as Anthony tapped home after Forest keepers remaining. The win puts United 3 points clear of 4th place Newcastle United and 6 points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur in 5th, who had bottom 3 on goal difference. Now to our entertainment news, where the highly anticipated Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards AMVCA nomination list has been released ahead of the 9th event, which by tradition recognizes outstanding performances in television, film, and entertainment, has added digital content creation throughout Nollywood and the entire African content to its lineup. Report says some categories are open for the public to vote their preferred nominees, while others will be decided by a panel of judges to be set up by the organizers. This year's ceremony will be held in Lagos, Nigeria on 20th of May. Still on entertainment, popular Nigerian disc jockey, the singer who recently bagged a master's degree from Oxford University, revealed on her Instagram story that she is considering a new career. She solicited help from the public to enable her accomplish her desire to become a backup singer to the YBNL artists. DJ Copy, who has an album and a dozen singles to her credit, is known for collaborating with established singers in a musical. For you at this time, do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Edith. Many thanks for being there, and do enjoy the rest of